Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome back. Force here with some more Overwatch news. Hope you all had a great weekend, a great last couple of days of competitive play. I'm sure it wasn't too triggering for you. My games are pretty bad, but you know, that's another story for another time. So today, first I want to talk about, this isn't actually a news story, this first one, but I wanted to just talk about the fact that Tracer is hands down the legendary skin queen. Now, this has been talked about for quite some time, how Tracer seems to be getting a lot of love in the skin department with every new event that comes out. And I just kind of wanted to point out the fact that Tracer has more legendary skins than normal ones. That's correct. Currently, Tracer has 10 legendary skins and only 8 normal ones, which include her default base skin. Now, nearly every other hero in the game has somewhere between 5 and 7 legendaries. On the high end, we've got Mei with 8 legendary skins, and all the way down at the bottom, it's Ana and Sombra, which that's not too outrageous given that these are 2 of the 3 new heroes. Orisa has 5, and she's in line as well with Hanzo, Junkrat, McCree, and Symmetra. But everyone else in the game has 6 or 7 legendaries beyond those that I just mentioned. And then, of course, Tracer all the way at the top with 10. Now, it's not terribly surprising because, you know, Tracer is basically the face of the game. I guess what's just more surprising is that Tracer has nearly double the legendary skins of some of the other heroes. So I'm really hoping, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, that in the coming up events and in the next year, in the second year, Tracer sees a little less love. I'm not saying ignore her completely, but let's spread that out to some of the other heroes. In particular, those at the bottom, Ana, Sombra, Hanzo, Junkrat, McCree, Orisa, and Symmetra. I really hope that they get a little more love. Again, I get it. It makes sense. I don't expect it to change. Tracer is the face of the game. I expect her to remain the legendary skin queen. But, you know, for the sake of players of these other heroes, I'm hoping that they get a little bit more. It also raises an interesting question because as far as we know, Blizzard isn't planning a ton of new events. Jeff Kaplan did mention the other week that they're basically looking to refine the current events and they might be adding some stuff in between. So it makes me curious if a lot of the skins for these other heroes as time goes on will be added in a non-event fashion as just permanent new skins for these heroes. It'll be really interesting to see what they decide to do. Next up, I wanted to talk about, of course, the end of Season 4. Competitive Season 4 came to an end this weekend. As I mentioned, I hope you all had a wonderful time. I'm sure a bunch of you were basically just finishing your placement matches right before the end of the season to try to scoop up those competitive points. It was undoubtedly a bit of a mess, as people tend to not care so much at the end of the season. You see a lot of people throwing games just for the lulls of it, but hopefully your games didn't go too bad. Now, Season 5 is coming up right around the corner. It's actually going to be happening this Wednesday, May the 31st, starting at about 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that's a very short off-season time. In the past, we've had as much as 2 weeks in between the end of one season and the start of the next. Looks like Blizzard is going to continue to try to shorten that, as people really don't like the off-season. Frankly, it's always a bit of a bummer for the people who like competitive. So it's good to see that they've decided to kind of shorten the time in between the competitive seasons. Just a couple more days, guys. And finally, too, I wanted to make mention of the golden loot boxes that were data mined. I'm sure by now you've all seen a couple of videos about this from fellow Overwatch YouTubers. Now, it was referencing an Event 7, but people aren't entirely certain what that means. Some people are curious if it's simply a new loot box for the summer games. Obviously, there's no Olympics, so we might still have the summer games. We're expecting to. Jeff has mentioned as much, but the Summer Olympics aren't happening right now. So maybe it's summer games non-Olympic themed with a new loot box, golden skin, or it could, of course, be a new event, even though Jeff did say they're going to be toning back the number of new events and rather refining the ones they currently have. That doesn't completely rule new events as off the table and not happening. Or it's a possibility that this is a new higher tier loot box. So people have theorized that there could be loot boxes with a better chance to drop legendary skins, especially given all the feedback that we've been getting from the anniversary event. A lot of people are very unhappy with what is perceived to be a low chance to get legendary skins. There are a lot of new legendary skins, so people are upset that they can't get them all. People are upset about the duplicates and also the credits that you get back from duplicates, or the lack thereof, to be exact. So some people are saying maybe they add a higher tier of loot box which costs more but has a higher percent chance or even a guaranteed chance to drop a legendary skin. That's a possibility. And then finally, there are some people stating that this could be part of a rework to the golden weapon skin competitive point system. It's interesting, lots of different possibilities as to what this golden loot box could mean, could be tied to. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, but we'll find out at some point, because this isn't something they just pulled out of thin air. It is a real thing that was data mined mind out of the game. And with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts about any of the topics discussed here today in the comment section below. Hope you have a good one, and until next time, I'll see you later.